Yes. Now, the last class we started about the irrigation. So we saw supplying of water to the crops is called. Good morning, Varnika. Okay, supplying water to the crops is called irrigation. Okay, so when we say irrigation, I also told you that different crops require different water requirements, isn't it? So we cannot water the same amount of water to all the plants. Some plants need more water, some plants need moderate water, some plants can withstand the dry conditions. We have completed a minor puzzle where we have switched on to irrigation. Okay, so each plant, the water requirement of each plant differs. Moreover, farmers will not continuously supply the water. They supply the water in regular intervals. They supply the water in the early morning, okay, and in the evening, at night, okay. They'll supply it at regular intervals so that the plant can make use of the water to the best. Clear? If they supply it regularly, no, all will go to the atmosphere only. It will transpire the water. Okay, so the plant cannot use the water to the highest level. So when you supply it at regular intervals, the plant will make use of that water for various life processes. Okay, so we also saw that many crops, no, a few crops depend on monsoon. Okay, so we have named it as kharif crops. Kharif crops will depend on monsoon because it needs more water, and rabi crops, no, they need they will not depend on a monsoon rain. They need a moderate level of water alone. Okay, so a farmer has to depend on any other water source. Okay, so I think you know a few water source. Okay, so usually we will depend on well, natural water bodies, rivers, pond, okay, lakes, like this. Okay, so this is a natural water bodies. For many years, okay, people have dependent only on these water bodies. So when there is rainfall, no, these water bodies will store the water. Clear? They also increase the groundwater level. Okay, so even after the monsoon is over, no, this water will be this water bodies will supply water for few months. Okay, then they will depend on bore wells. Okay, they will dig some bore. See, you previously know in olden days in 1960s, 70s, 80s or no, the groundwater table was very high. So when they put the bore for 100 feet or 200 feet was more than enough. Okay, whatever was near the surface, no, so they had a lot of water immediately when they bore it for 100 or 200 feet. But nowadays, no, they're going for 400 to 600 feet. Okay, so they are going for deep borewell, deep, very deep. They're digging the soil, digging the ground very deep. Okay, so they are. We had to say that they are sucking the water. They are not getting the water. Okay, sucking the groundwater table because we don't have a very good mechanism to store the water, rainwater. So all the rainwater. Children, can you hear me? John cannot hear me. It seems. Can everybody? Am I audible to everyone? Okay, John. Check your audio, John. Yes. So people don't have a very good mechanism to store the rainwater. The rainwater is left. Uh, yes. Okay. The rainwater is wasted. It mixes with the. It goes to the ditches. It goes to the seas. Okay. Yes, yes, we don't have very good storing mechanism. But for the past 10 days, no, the government continuously insisting the people to dig a rainwater harvesting plant. Okay, so that every house, when every house has a rainwater harvesting plant, no, the rainwater will percolate into the ground. No, Kasturi. How seawater will come? No, seawater will be in the seawater area only. Okay, it will not come in the that is the place which are near the sea. Okay, we say seashore, sea coast. Okay, sea coast. Only the place near the sea alone will be getting the sea water. Okay, other place all will be getting only the fresh water. Clear? How many feet, even if you dig now, see what you cannot get the sea water, you will get fresh water only. Okay, sea water will be available only near the sea coast. Clear? Okay. Now, when well, river, pond, lake is not working, all have dried. Okay, so they go for bore well. Clear? Okay. In olden days, no, they had lot of water, stored water. Okay, in well, river, pond, and lakes. They will bring this water to the field. They don't had a pipe system. Okay, elaborate pipe system. Nowadays we have elaborate pipe system. No, so in olden days people were not having this elaborate pipe system. So they followed few traditional methods to take the water from well or river or pond. Okay, then they used to water their field. What are the traditional methods? That is in olden days. Even nowadays, in some remote villages, they are practicing the same thing. Okay, so what are the traditional methods of irrigation? Okay, first is the pulley system. First is the pulley system. See, what is this pulley system? I think many of you, when you go to village, no, in your to your grandmother's house, you might have seen in the well, no, they will be hanging one roller-like structure. Okay, that roller will be having rope around it like this. Okay, so one end you will be holding, the other end you will fix to a bucket-like structure. Okay, okay, so you will draw the water from the well. This will be rotating. You can draw. This is a pulley system. Clear? So it is used to draw water from the wells. Clear? It's a pulley system. Okay, so second is called as a rahat. See here in pulley system, no, you can draw only a limited amount of water because we cannot draw more water by using that some containers, no, bucket like containers, no. How much? If the bucket will not be so big, okay, so it will not work for the big field. It for household purposes, household garden, it's okay. Clear? Next comes the rahat. See in rahat too, same thing works, but we have two pulleys. Okay, we have two pulleys. One pulley will be near the well. Clear? One pulley will be near the well. The pulley will be kept cross. One will be near the well, connected to the well. Okay. See, one will be like this. One will be in the near the field region. Near the field. So here will be here. Your one water reservoir will be here. Okay. So this rope, no, this rope will be continuously carrying some bucket-like structure. Okay, some bucket-like structure will be there. Okay, so as you rotate pulley, no, see both the pulleys will be rotating. So at the same time, all the buckets will fill the water and they will pour the water in the reservoir. Okay, so see, it will go deep into this water. It will pick up the bucket and will come like this and pour the water here. From here, you will have that connection to the field. The water will be given to the field. Clear? So this happens. This is the Rahat system. Clear? So third system is Dekli. I think this also I have seen in many places. Dekli. Okay, this is done using cows, but that is we have three types of cows. No, milk cows for milk, giving milk. Cows used for domestic purposes to draw water from the well, to work to plow the field. No, so these dately, no, such type of cows will be used. Okay, that is the cows used for domestic purpose. They will have some big, very big containers. Okay, in the neck of that cow, no, you will be having one big plank-like structure. See, this end of the plank will hold one big water bucket-like container, and this end will be holding one big container. The middle, the cow will be carrying it. Okay. So when the cow goes near that pond or pool, no, this long rope will be there. This will take the draw the water. Again, the cow will come back. Again, that one person will be standing. He will turn the container. The water will drop down. This is called as Dakley. Clear? See, the same thing is done. The same thing done with the help of a person. See, a person will be standing there. Okay. So, a person will be standing there. He will be having a big rod-like structure, wooden rod-like structure. Okay. See, one end will be having a long rope with one container. Okay. Here it will be connected to a person will be holding it, and one person will be stamping. So as he walks, no, he will be stamping that rod. The rod will go down and fill the water. Again, when you have a rope here. When he draws the rope, this bucket will raise up and it will pour the water out. Yes, a fishing rod. Yes, very good. Same way. It is okay. It is called as chain pump. It is called as chain pump. Okay. Got it, children? Got it? See, one person will stamp, or he will take the raise the rod. One man will lower the rod. He'll take the water. Again, the opposite action occurs. This water will be poured down. Okay, so these are the four methods of traditional irrigation. What is that? Pulley system, Rahat, Dakley, and chain pump. These are the four traditional means of irrigation. Say to yourself one time: pulley, Rahat, Dakley, and chain pump. These are the four traditional methods of watering the plant. Okay, but nowadays, no, people are not following this method. Farmers have a few advanced method, because this method, they say that this method sometimes not some amount of water will be wasted. Okay, so now they are following some methods which prevent the wastage of water and make use of little water also. Make use of little water. So what are those methods? Modern methods, that is, they say furrow irrigation method. Okay, then basin irrigation method, sprinkler method, and drip irrigation method. Okay, so what is this furrow irrigation method? That is, furrow irrigation means the complete land will not be irrigated. Okay, see, if they have sown in this row, no, see, one row, crops have been sown. Okay, so they will leave some gap. Again, they will have other row of crops. A small gap will be left, usually, isn't it? So that gap, no, they will burrow somewhat deeperly. Okay, they'll make a furrow in the gap. Okay, so they will leave the water only in the gap, so that, see, these both, the water will be pass on to this row and this row of plants. See, the water will not be wasted now. Both the rows of plants will be benefited. Okay, a small gap will be left. That gap will be furrowed deeply, and water will be given only to this gap, not to the whole field, so that both the row of plants will be benefited. This is furrow irrigation. Okay, so what is basin irrigation? So this will follow at home also. So we will have one plant, then we will dig a small um, basin-like structure around the plant. We used to do in the garden also, no? So each plant will be having that round gap-like structure. We will dig a small pit around each plant, isn't it? So they will water only to that basin alone. They won't water the whole field. Clear? A small furrow will be dug around the plant alone. It is called basin irrigation. Yes, to water to stand. Very good. Yes. Okay. Okay, sometimes no, the whole field will be somewhat deeply dug. They use this in paddy field. For paddy field, the whole field will be left like that. Okay, the water will not go to the other field. They'll keep the standing water. Okay, in few no, the plant alone will have this furrow so that the other part will not have that water. Okay, so this is called as basin irrigation. Sprinkler irrigation is a very good method. See this, you have seen one long rod like tube will be there. Okay, it will have two, three small rod like structures like this with many like shower. Okay, like this. Okay, so water collection will be here. This will be rotating always. This is rotating always. Okay, so like shower, no, like rain shower, the water drops will be falling to all the plants. It's a very good method to water tea plants. You might have seen in tea plantations. Okay, so tea plants need that water all the time, but very little water is needed. So this sprinkler method is used to water the tea plantations, coffee plantations. Okay, then to in grass areas, they'll have sprinkler system. So the water will be given all the day, but very drop by drop will be given. Oh, yes, in our garden also. Okay. Then drip irrigation. It is also very good method. See, this is given in aerially. See, one rod will be fixed on the each place, but drip irrigation, no, it is given to the ground. See, a long tube, black color tube will be passing. The black color tube will be having holes here and in the irregular intervals. No, that tube will be having holes. Okay, near each hole, one plant will be there. Near each hole, one plant will be there. Okay, this water, no. Okay, see in this tube, no, the water will be given drop by drop, drip by drip. That is called drip irrigation. Water will not flow. Okay, only drop by drop only will be given to the plant. Okay, the water will be given like sprinkler, no? The water will be given all the day, but only drop by drop only will be given. Clear? Okay. So drip irrigation is very useful for commercial purposes. Okay. So for even at home, now we have a little water only, but we have to water all the plants. We can use this drip irrigation without wasting the water. Clear? Okay. Now we know water is very, very important for the plants to grow. Okay. So as I told you earlier, all the plants will not receive the same amount of water. There no need of same amount of water. Few plants need more water, few plants need less water. Okay, so if a plant which need less water, if we supply more water to that plant, what will happen? See, I'm giving an example. For example, carrots. Carrots need only a moderate amount of water, but we are giving more water to the carrot plant. What happens to the plant? Carrot can grow very well in moderate amount of water. Clear? So you are giving more water to the carrot plant. So what happens to the plant? They are supplying more water. So what is your answer? It will not grow properly. Harsha is saying it will not grow properly. Any answers? Anybody else? Will not breathe. It may die. Yes, very good, children. Yes, you are correct. Some people may think, okay, if we supply more water, the plant will grow very well. It gives more yield. No, it is a wrong belief. Should not water more. Okay, so we have to leave some space for the roots to breathe. You are correct. It cannot breathe. Okay, so the water will be logged. Water will be logged. So when the water is logged, no, there is no space for the air to circulate. Okay, so the plants will die. The roots will decay. The plants will die. If water is logged, no, the root cannot get the air for respiration. The roots will decay and they will die. Okay, so don't think that if you water more and more, the plants will grow very well. It's a wrong belief. Don't do that. Clear, children? Yes? Okay. Now, we have seen about the few practices to cultivate the crops. Okay. So, we have seen about leveling, plowing, sowing, adding fertilizer or manure, and irrigation. Now, next comes the weeding. Okay. So, what is weeding? What are weeds? What are weeds? Have you heard about the term weeds? What are weeds? See, weeds are nothing but they are unwanted plants. They are unwanted plants. Okay, so sometimes no, when the farmer selects the seeds, for example, he will be selecting the paddy seed. Okay, so sometimes no, along with the paddy, no, seaweed is a very good thing. Okay, seaweed is not a weed actually. Okay, so when a farmer wants to cultivate paddy, okay, so when he selects the seeds, no, he's not seeing the seeds properly. Okay, he didn't notice it. Okay, so sometimes, no, along with the paddy seed, some unwanted seeds will also be mixed accidentally. What you're what you're saying, Caleb? I didn't follow you. What you're trying to say? I didn't follow you, Caleb. Okay, so sometimes no, when the farmers sow the seed, and some other seed also mixed with it. Okay, if it is useful seed, no problem. Oh, Caleb. Okay, okay, okay. No, Caleb. I just told that carrot for your example. Okay, to give us an example. Okay, so when they sow the seeds, no, some unwanted seeds also mixed with the useful seeds. Okay, without our knowledge, they also will be growing along with the paddy. Okay, so those unwanted plants, no, they will absorb all the useful nutrients, water, everything from the soil, and even they grow very well when compared to the useful plants. Okay, so when the if a field has to give some 500 bags of wheat, no, if unwanted plant also grow along with paddy, that farmer will be getting only 400 bags or even lower than that, because the nutrients are absorbed by the unwanted plants. So what the farmers do, no, they don't know how to. They both will be having the same seedling when they come out. The farmer will wait for a few days. Okay, then after a few days, no, they can make out of this. This is a paddy plant. This is unwanted plant. So what they will do? They will fix few person. Those person will come and remove the weed, remove the unwanted plants. The unwanted plants are called as weeds. Okay, so when they are very small, no, they know this is a paddy plant. We should not remove it. It is unwanted plant. Those people know they spend 1 or 2 days. They remove all the weeds. If it is a small field, okay. So even if it's a big field, also people will have those people to remove the weed. Okay, but nowadays what they do, plucking the weed is seems to be a very tedious job. So they are sprinkling some chemicals. Okay, chemicals. Those chemicals, no, they will have a negative effect on the weeds. They won't do any harm to the useful plants. Okay, these chemicals will kill the weeds. Okay, so those chemicals are called as weedicides. Those chemicals are called as weedicides. But these weedicides are very harmful chemicals. Okay, they do not damage the useful plants. They will kill the unwanted plants. But what happens, when they spray the weedicides, no, these weedicides will fall on the useful plants. Okay, it may be those chemicals may be deposited on the grains. Okay, on the grains or vegetables or fruits. We don't know that. Okay, sometimes no, some amount of chemicals will go inside the fruit also, inside the vegetable also. We don't know. Okay, so these are some harmful chemicals. Okay, so some people unknowingly, without washing, they used to take the vegetable fruit without the proper washing. Okay, so at that time, these chemicals will enter into our body and cause many health issues, even cancer. Okay, so the chemicals are always not good to use. They're always problematic only. Okay, so but farmers know. Few farmers they don't. Many farmers are very that is they care for the people, but few farmers know they want more yield. Okay, so what they do, they spray the weedicides. Yes, okay, but many farmers though they still rely on the old method. They used to pluck the weeds from the ground. Okay, so these are the two methods to remove the weeds. One is manually, another one is by spraying the weedicides. Okay, so we have some four important weedicides. Okay, four important chemicals. Yes, ma. Yes, yes. So many health issues are there because of consuming these chemicals. Okay. So we have four important weedicides. First one is they say 2,4-D. 2,4-D is a famous weedicide. What is this 2,4-D? What does this D stands for? D is dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. See, dichloro dichlorophenoxy. You have to know this name. It's a very famous weedicide. Chemicals used to kill the unwanted plants. See, dichlorophenoxy acetic acid. That is a short form is 2,4-D. Okay, then second weedicide is dalapen. Dalapen. Okay, third weedicide is metachlor. But I've seen, heard these names. Okay, metachlor. And fourth weedicide is butachlor. Metachlor, butachlor, dalapen, 2,4-D. So the four important weedicides. It's an important 2-mark question. Just try to recall, remember it. Okay, what are the four important weedicides? Weedicides are nothing but chemicals used to kill the weeds, unwanted plants. What are they? 2,4-D. Dichlorophenoxyacetic acid, dalapen, metachlor, and butachlor. Okay, these are the chemicals used to kill the weeds. Sometimes these are the chemical method. Okay, one more method is there. So nowadays, no, they use a type of insect. Okay, they use a type of insect. That insect will feed on the weeds. Okay, that insect will feed on the weeds. Okay, so that insects, one such insect is called as cochineal insect. Okay, cochineal insect. So cochineal insect, no, this insect will feed only on weeds. Okay, this insect will feed only on the weed. One such plant is called Opuntia. Opuntia is a weed, unwanted plant. Okay, Opuntia is a unwanted plant. This Opuntia unwanted plant will be fed by the cochineal seed, cochineal insect. Okay, when farmers know they have that, they will grow the cochineal insect. Okay, then at one time, no, they will leave the cochineal insect in the field. This cochineal insect, no, they will go and feed on the unwanted plant Opuntia, and they will eat all the leaves, so that Opuntia will not grow again. This is the biological method. Without using any chemicals, they are using an insect to kill the weeds. Got it, children? Got it? Okay. We have few famous weeds, children. So Opuntia is one of the weed. Okay. My time is up now.